Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Earlier in the week I posted on my YouTube channel that here in Nova Scotia we were expecting to get a hurricane hit us, Hurricane Teddy. And I posted that on there just to explain why there was a good chance there wouldn't be any videos up this week. And first of all, I want to thank everyone who commented, who read the post, who, just showed, some I guess support or compassion. I don't know exactly what the proper phrase is, but everyone that took the time to respond to that, it really meant a lot to me. I really appreciated it. And as it turns out, it actually wasn't really that bad. It actually kind of sucks, but it does lead to me making this video. And the reason that it sucks is because on Tuesday, which was the day that the hurricane was initially supposed to hit, I was invited to play a game of BECMI D&D, or Basic Expert, Rule Cyclopedia, whatever you want to call it, with Bill from Roll Stats, as well as Juice from the Master of the Game channel, over on his channel, actually. Bill's going to be running it. And I was really, excited at the opportunity. And the only issue was because we were expecting that hurricane, I didn't know what our situation was going to be like in terms of power. The year before, we had a power outage that lasted for about a day and a half where we live. But some parts of the city, Dartmouth and Halifax, didn't get their power back for almost a week, or maybe a little over a week. And, we're talking about the capital city of, the province of Nova Scotia. Going that long. So I wanted to, just basically err on the side of caution. And earlier in the day on Tuesday, we actually had some pretty, huge gusts of wind, some pretty heavy rain, and we did have our power flicker once. So when I sort of saw what was going on and was expecting it to get worse, I canceled my appearance on that game for that session, mainly because I didn't want to be there and then have the power go out and it become a problem. So, then, right around the time that the game would have started, everything died down, and even Wednesday, which the updated forecast had the hurricane hitting, at least here in Dartmouth, we had next to nothing. I don't know about damages throughout the rest of the province. But I will say where I live, we were actually really lucky. So with that in mind, the purpose of the session for the BECMI game that Bill's running was to create your characters, and that's the thing that I missed out on. I thought it might be kind of fun to actually just do that on video for you guys, and that way Bill can see that I was certainly not cheating when it came to creating my character. So I got my rule cyclopedia, I've got some dice here, and my printer is a pain in the butt. So I actually went out and just decided to hand write out a character sheet, which honestly, it kind of just takes me back to when I first started getting into D&D and was making, characters, using the character sheets that I copied from, something else, on hand, by hand. And it just feels fitting for a BECMI game to use just a, character sheet that you fill out, you create yourself. It just, I don't know, it just seems to fit in my opinion. So I'm going to go completely old school with this character. I'm going to roll 3d6 down the line, and we'll see what we get for stats and what that allows me to qualify for as a player character. So we're going to do that. And I'm also going to roll my first level hit points. I think everyone's first level to begin with, so I'm going to be rolling those to see what happens. And depending on what I roll, what I make, and what I roll for hit points, I might make a backup character as well, just to have. I'm not going to do that one on video though. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it here. So I'm going to use some dice sent to me by Wizard of the Coast. So like I said, it's 3d6 down the line. And I've got my scrap paper here. I guess I don't really need it since I'm doing it in order, but it's also nice just to have your equipment and stuff on there that I could figure out on just a scratch piece of paper. So here we go. Attribute number 1, strength. Oh, that's not terrible. So we have 6, 5, and 2. So that is a 13. Intelligence, we have a total of 9. I forget what the third stat is. Wisdom. So we have 9, 13 again. And And then was this dexterity? Yeah, dexterity, con, and charisma. So dexterity is going to be a 9. Uh, 10 for, I think, constitution. And then finally, we have 14 for, no, sorry, not 14. We have 9 again for charisma. So 13, 9, 13, 9, 10, and 9. Nothing super exciting, but it's something. In fact, I don't think I get a single adjustment. The 13s, I don't even think the 13s give you +1. Let's just go ahead and write everything in. So strength, 13, intelligence, 9, wisdom, 13, dexterity, 9, 10 con, 9 charisma. So going to the rule cyclopedia, pretty sure those don't give me anything. I think every single one of the stats. Oh, actually no, the 13s do give me a +1 bonus. So the 9 through 12 gives me nothing though. So we're just gonna go 0, 0, +0. Wisdom, I get +1. Intelligence is 0. And then strength is +1. Nothing, 0, and no bonus hit points. Okay, so I have strength 13, intelligence 9, wisdom 13, dex 9. So I think for the human classes, I can qualify for any of those. I think you just need a 9 in order to play them. So let's just see here. So cleric, prerequisite wisdom. If I have a 13 through 15, I get 10%, which I do. So I could get a 10% bonus for my wisdom if I take cleric. The issue with cleric is that at first level they get 0 spells. So if I make one, I'm basically a mediocre fighter until I get second level. Second level is only 1,500 experience points, so that's actually not too bad. So I might consider that. Then we have the fighter. So again, I can get 10% experience. Oh no, sorry, 5%. It's 5% for the cleric. I was reading it wrong. For bonus experience with a 13. So I can get 5% bonus experience for my fight if I make a fighter for strength. I've made fighters before on this channel, so I don't really want to do that again. And actually, I haven't watched the live stream that they did over on the Master of the Game channel. So I don't know what everyone else has made, but we'll see there. So intelligence is, 13. Oh, intelligence is 9. So I could be a wizard, but I'm not going to be great at it, or magic user. Thief, dexterity, I do have the 9 there as well. I kind of wanted to make an elf though, so I need strength and intelligence. Intelligence of 9 or more, which I think I can do because I have a 9 intelligence, right? So 9 intelligence, 13 strength. So you know what? I am going to make an elf. Because why not? It's not like anything else is going to be super exciting. So I'm actually going to make an elf. So my class is going to be elf. And my alignment will be chaotic. They didn't do like good or evil. It was just lawful, neutral, or chaotic. Level 1. I don't think we're starting off with any experience points. Oops, that's not my character's name. I'll come with the character name later. So Dave and Bill. Okay. So I've got that. Let's just go ahead and roll hit points now. So elf is 1d6. I don't have any con modifier. So here we go. This is how many hit points my elf character is going to have. I'm hoping I roll decent because elves don't gain second level until like 4,000 experience. So it's going to take a while. 4, okay. That's not terrible. So 4 hit points. All right. And then So the elf, So the elf saving throws, levels 1 through 3. I'll just write those down as well. So death ray or poison is going to be 12. So if I roll a 12 or greater on a d20, then I make my saving throw. Magic wands is 13. Paralysis and turn to stone, so here's where I'm getting the numbers from. Paralysis or turn to stone is also 13. Dragon breath is 13. Oops, am I doing this right? Hold on. Did I miss one? Attack, rod, staff, or spell. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh no, I am doing this wrong. So dragon breath and rod, staff, and spell are 15. It is super late when I'm recording this, and I've been dealing with allergies. We visited the in-laws on the weekend, and for about a week or so afterwards, my allergies just kill me. So I am on allergy medication as well, so hopefully that doesn't affect things too much. So saving throws, 12 for death ray poison, 13 for magic wands, 13 for paralysis and or turn to stone, and then we have 15 for dragon breath or 15 for rod, staff, or spell. So we've got that, and then I think the Thaco, the character attack charts, I think it's the same for everyone at first level. I don't think anyone gets anything different. So it looks like armor class 0 is going to be 19, which is my Thaco. And then I need to roll 20, 20, 20. So I've mentioned this before, and so Thaco is one of those things that was always kind of annoying to deal with back in the day, because I was a beginner. I didn't understand the concept of the way that it was done, because you have lower numbers representing better defense. So basically the easiest thing to do, you have these charts here for these character sheets, which is great. But another rule of thumb, if you're using a Thaco system, is to simply subtract the opponent's armor class from whatever you roll on the die. Or sorry, from whatever your Thaco is, I should say, and that number is what you need to roll on the die or higher. So with a Thaco of 19, if someone had an armor class of 0, I would need to roll a 19 or 20 to hit. But let's just use a more realistic armor class. Let's just say I'm fighting something with an armor class of 7. So I would subtract 7 from 19, which means I would need to roll a 12 or higher to hit. And then so for example, that's armor class 0 is 19, so it'd be 18 for armor class 1, 17 for armor class 2, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10. So we've got that information there. So prime requisite is STR and and intelligence. And XP adjustment, I don't think I get anything as an elf because my intelligence is only 9. I'd make the bare minimum for that. But let's just have a quick look here and see. Elf, so for a better... Yeah, no, I need a 13 to 15 on both, so that's okay. So I don't get any experience adjustments, which is fine. Not too worried about that. And really the last thing to do is just to fill out my equipment. So it's been a little while since I've done that. I'm going to have to look up in the book how I determine starting equipment, because I think each class gets a different value. So I'll do that. I'll select my equipment and then I'll be done. So once I get that taken care of, I will be right back. I am back. So looking in the book, the way you determine your starting equipment is you roll 3d6 and you multiply that result by 10. And what I ended up rolling on the 3d6 was a total of 13. In fact, the dice are still there. It was 6, 5, and 2 is what I ended up rolling. So 6 and 5 is 11, plus 2 is 13. So it gave me 130 gold, and I just decided to go through and fill everything out on the sheet here. I actually did record rolling the numbers, rolling the dice and then going through and picking out the equipment, but I'm not super familiar with the rule cyclopedia. It's been a little while since I really looked through it. So it took me a while to find the different things, like where the ammunition was, where the weapons were, because weapons in this come before armor. I'm used to like armor being listed before weapons. So anyway, we got everything taken care of here. So the first thing we have is chainmail armor. And again, please forgive the horrific left-handed handwriting. But I took chainmail armor, and as bad as my handwriting is, it's late at night and I'm on allergy meds, so that make me drowsy. So it's actually, I can still read it, so that's pretty good actually for me right now. So chainmail gives me an armor class of 5. So the base armor class in the BECMI D&D is 9. So that reduces it by 4 to lower it down to 5. It'd be the equivalent of having a suit of armor in 5th edition D&D that gives you 14 armor class instead of 10. It's just the different ways that the system handled that. I also took a short bow and a bastard sword for my standard weapons. So the short bow, the long bow and short bow both deal the same amount of damage. The only difference is the range of the weapons. So short, medium, and long range for the short bow is 50, 100, and 150. I think it's 150 feet or inches on the map, however that's determined. The long bow was like 70, 140, 210. The issue is that, the idea is that we're going through Keep on the Borderlands, like the Caves of Chaos. So I just feel that having a short bow would make more sense. I don't think it's particularly metagaming because it's just something, again, it's a more wieldy weapon for like going in caves and stuff like that. So it probably won't be my primary weapon, but I went with that because it was cheaper, deals the same damage, and the range should probably not be an issue in any of the encounters that we have there. The Bastard Sword I took for versatility's sake because my elf character is proficient in shields. I didn't take a shield because of the short bow and spell casting and stuff like that. But if we find one that's decent and nobody else wants it, I might take it if I survive. So the thing about the Bastard Sword is that you can wield it in one hand for 1d6 plus 1 damage, or you can wield it in two hands for 1d8 plus 1 damage. I was originally going to take the two-handed sword from the Rule Cyclopedia, which does a d10 for damage. But the thing with that is that you are committed to a two-handed weapon, and even though the max damage is 1 higher than the Bastard Sword is, the low end is going to be better because at my minimum damage, and I know how I roll, so I'm expecting to get crappy rolls and roll minimum damage more than I roll maximum. So getting the extra +1 means that my minimum damage is 2 instead of 1. And I would sacrifice that for, that a little bit of extra consistency. And the average kind of works out to about the same, it'll be like 4 on the die, 4.5. So +1. So it works out, but it gives me a better low end for when I roll the way that I'm typically roll. I also picked up a dagger because it's usually very helpful to have a light weapon like that you can use. It's also versatile. I can use it as a stabbing weapon, or I can throw it with a range of 10, 20, or 30. I picked up 40 arrows, a quiver, the bundle of arrows, the typical bundle of arrows, which is 20 arrows for 5 gold in this edition. It does come with a basic quiver, but I wanted one that, maybe was a little bit nicer. I don't know. I took one anyway. And then I took also a small hammer, 12 iron spikes, 1 week's worth of rations of water skin, and 50 feet of rope. That leaves me with 12 gold pieces left over. And if there's anything that we need to pick up before heading out for the first session, then I can do that there. Other than that, everything else is pretty much, like I said, was all filled out. I do have my spells section here under special abilities and powers. Oh, I should also write down that I have infravision, so I can see like heat sources, like infrared vision in the dark. So I didn't take any torches because I don't need them. So yeah, I wrote down spells on first level, and I've got 1 first level spell that I can cast. Again, I'm not going to select that yet because I don't know how Bill wants to do that. If he wants to choose them for me, because that's the way that the book says it, or if he'd let me choose them myself. So I'm just going to leave that blank until we get to that, or I get in touch with them and we either he tells me, over email, or just lets me choose. So we'll cross that bridge basically when it comes. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing this character, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again, like I said, for everyone, for your kindness when I was worried about the hurricane. Like I said, thankfully here in Dartmouth, at least where I live, it wasn't very bad, which is great. It sucks that I missed out the character creation session for this BECMI game over on the Master of the Game channel, but at the same time, it gives me the opportunity to do one on video here for you guys and show everything that I did there. So, not that I think anyone's going to accuse me of cheating anyway if I come to a game with like 13, 9, 13, 9, 10, and 9 for stats, because they're not great. But it's still fun to do this. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And if you are interested, I believe the next session is going to be not this upcoming Tuesday, but the one after. I think it's a bi-weekly game. So check it out. I will put a link in a post on the YouTube channel as well when it's about to come out, or at least a reminder, and a link to Juice's channel, which again is Master of the Game with Bill from Roll Stats as the DM. I've had the pleasure of playing a character under Bill as a DM, and he's awesome, way better than I am. But anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.